In fact, right now we want to talk to Colonel John Farnam, who was the commanding officer at MCAS Miramar, to get some perspective here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Colonel, can you bring us, what was going on behind the scenes there as far as these military strikes goes, these airstrikes? How much time do you think our Navy had in this moment to prepare for these attacks?
I think it all happened very fast. I think it's an excellent example of how professional our military is and how prepared they are for really whatever eventuality comes along. So I'm sure they had done some thinking with it, but they had some quick work to do, that's for sure.
Absolutely. We have a lot of military families here, as you know, Colonel Farnam. So airstrikes are not new. The U.S. has used them in situations, ISIS, Iraq. What do you make of the president's swift response and your thoughts about whether this could escalate?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you saw an event that occurred, he and his cabinet, that was just unacceptable. And he had probably asked for a range of options of which military was part of that. And he acted swiftly on a target that was directly related to the attack itself, on infrastructure within that target, and really to reduce Syria's capacity to do that again.
What should these military families, loved ones with men and women serving right now, what should they know this morning about what's happening there and what could happen here in the future?
Yeah, I tell you, first off, you got to know you have the most professional military in the world, and they act that way at all moments. So I think that their concern for their loved ones is always warranted, especially as we go forward and engage these sorts of activities. But you know, I think it was a singular event based on something that occurred, a strike that occurred with chemical weapons, and we'll have to see where it goes from there.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying this was a message, that the idea here was to make sure that Syria understood where the U.S. stands and that we're not afraid to use military force if necessary? That's
right. I think it's important to realize the target that was hit, the time in which that target was hit, and the infrastructure on that airfield sent a very clear message that it wanted to reduce Syria's ability to conduct attacks like that in the future.
Yeah, it wasn't about taking lives, it was about stopping this from ever happening again.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, Colonel, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, appreciate it. Colonel John Farnam.